We have seen
the officers and some family members
and heard
6 family members.
the headlines.
Police are calling it a murder-suicide.
High-profile family and domestic violence cases involving Muslim families.
It's very devastating. It is very shocking. It's depressing.
It has become Mona Kafeel's life's work with the Texas Muslim Women's Foundation.
Domestic violence is not one faith issue.
It shouldn't be this way.
In 2021, it was an Allen family of 6.
They were picture-perfect family.
In 2023, an Allen family of 4. And most recently, a pregnant McKinney woman named Nareen Nahar Tuli.
How can someone do that to anyone?
From Bangladesh, a brand promoter, a teacher. In the U.S. less than a year, with her husband less than 3 months, court documents say she was strangled in her bed.
I personally feel that I failed, and it's very tough.
Mona never knew her, but still feels the guilt. Her group has safe shelters across North Texas for women and men fleeing the violence.
Hell, basically.
Women like Catherine.
I'm 62 years old. I'm educated. I'm well-traveled.
A survivor of 6 years of verbal, physical, and emotional abuse, still in hiding.
My abuser had told me he was going to take me somewhere, and no one would ever find my body.
There is one commonality in all of these cases.
It's power and control by the abuser. Women of color have additional barriers.
Internal and external pressures, language and living constraints that often require a cultural lens. Imam Zafar Anjum has mediated these domestic issues before.
And whoever saved him,
It pains him to hear when they end in suicide and murder. He says this is not Islam.
there is no place for this type of activities in the Islamic teachings.
We asked Mona if these violent cases are happening more often. A hard question. In 2008, the foundation worked with 81 victim clients. Last year, they've had close to 3,000. Some of that is a growing population, but most are because of awareness and education.
What is okay and what is not okay, and hence the huge increase.
He hit me.
Catherine called the police more than 20 times. She'd returned thinking her abuser had changed. She says many returned for their children.
That's what makes me cry, because of the babies.
She thought maybe things will get better.
Nareen returned to give her husband another chance. It would be her last. She died 3 weeks later, on Christmas Day.
It's a very, very big loss for our family because she was the center of everything.
Mona is trying to reach the 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men who are victims of domestic and family violence.
We have to go upstream and solve this issue. For me, that's practice. That's practicing my faith.
Their foundation doesn't just serve Muslims. Every new case becomes fodder for the already prejudiced, and every new case becomes a reminder there is so much left to be done. In DFW, I'm Jobin Panikar.